Hey there, friends. The Bike Doctor. I wanted to include a long-term follow-up video on my framed Alaskan carbon fat bike, which is on the back of the car right now. And I'm going to ride about how I'm feeling about the bike, and it has been great. It's been a reliable machine. So anyway, and what's funny, every time I get to Riverside, we have guys in fatigues. I would say that I'm still quite pleased, quite happy with the purchase and the pick on this, and this is having purchased it sight unseen, or not having a chance to actually demo it. I did a lot of looking at the geometry and specs, and then just pulled the trigger. So if you watched my other video introducing it and showing the unboxing and all that, this is a follow-up to that. So check that video out if you haven't seen it. Really no complaints about the bike. I guess I'll go through a couple things that I've experienced. One is just getting used to winter riding in snow, changing your air pressure to fit the circumstances. You know, some days it's terrible conditions, some days it's too warm, too cold, and it just depends on the conditions. So I've actually spent more time riding in more difficult conditions than not. That is, I haven't had opportunities to really get on nice groomed trails. That is until today. So I've ridden in slush and melting snow. I've ridden in deeper ungroomed snow, and it's still, I would say it's fun, it's capable. It's a lot of work when it's like that. But as far as the performance of the bike, I have had no major issues. I would say the last couple of rides, and I think it's because I got so much snow on the derailleur and stuff that it was misshifting, and there might be some cable stretch going on. I did the thumb shifter adjustment, and I just messed with it again, and it seems to be better. I also think that I might need to experiment with different winter lubrication, that it's the stuff I'm using might not be thick enough, just a thought. So but the brakes are flawless. Those are the SRAM level T, I believe, and the tires have been holding air. I did have one air leak in the rear tire when I first set it up tubeless, and that was from the original manufacturer taping job. It was actually leaking through at a spoke nipple and through the tape. So I just pulled the tape out and put Gorilla tape, and it is rock solid. So I haven't ridden, it's probably been almost a week, and I didn't lose an ounce of pressure in either tire. So right now I'm running, I actually dropped my pressure from about 4 down to, from 5 psi down to about 4, and probably a little even under 4 in the front, but it's probably about 4 in the front, 4.5 in the back. And I also got these pogies, or the bar mitts. These are great for keeping your hands warm. I would say when it's technical, you got to get your hands in and out. This is not ideal. Today, I don't think I really need them because it's only mid-30s out. So, but yeah, they're great for cold weather. The other thing is my pedals. This isn't really a review of these Crank Brothers flat and clip-on side pedals. They're working out. I would say I'm happy with them overall. There's a, of course, adjustment because I got to flip the pedal to get it to the right side to clip in. The nice thing is they are very, very good for throwing my winter boots on and using the flat side. They grip very well. Probably the worst thing is when I'm using my clip-in shoes with kind of a hard sole. If I start to pedal with my foot on the flat side, they slide right off if I'm not careful. So you have to do a little more extra work there. So it's kind of like having a road bike with single-sided clip-ins. Let's see. Can't think of anything else. I had one. I got my first scratch, of course. I have repaired it with some epoxy, but I was actually just walking my bike out of a doorway and lost hold of it, and it fell into a support bar at the building I was at, and the bar put a scratch right across the top tube there. It was anyway, no damage really. It's just it was a paint, so I put some black epoxy across it to seal that up, and you can barely see it. Nice little scar there. So anyway, yeah, that's about it. I would say it's great. I'm looking forward to all season kind of riding and further reviews. And other than this is, by the way, a 1x12 NX. So I can't really judge its misshifts because of the fact it's an NX, but it is probably because of the nasty conditions I've been riding in. And it just seems like it might need it might have some grime buildup in there, and it's just not always shifting perfect. But we'll see how it goes today. I lubed it up and see if I can kind of free it up. So. Just another ride today, and here I've been on it since, let's see how many months. We've got about 3 months on it, 2.5 months. The other thing is with the NX drivetrain, the shifting. Finally put it on the rack and was tweaking it this morning because I was missing shift. It was really messed up, and what I discovered is that the clamp bolt for the derailleur cable was not very tight, and so that might have just loosened up over time, and as every new bike needs some TLC. The other thing though, it really was very, very sensitive to get these 12-speed set up. Now I have had experience setting up my XO1 12-speed, and I did not find it to be so finicky. And so it took me probably 30 minutes of back and forth setting the limit screws, the B screw just a little bit until I could finally get some clean shifting. Good news out today, I went out and it was spot on. So, but I would say that the NX, I think it's just a little less precise perhaps, and it's maybe less forgiving. I don't know, and maybe it's just this particular setup. And you know, if I keep the snow and ice off of it, it's been fine. Braking's been good. One observation though too, with a black glossy finish, it's not the most suitable color for winter fat biking because it sure shows the grime, and of course any little flaw, scratch in the carbon frame, you'll see that. And but anyway, wiped it up, cleaned off some of the ice, so been very happy, and I am really glad I got these. See if I can rotate the view here. These bar mitts have been essential, so I actually usually end up taking off my gloves and just having my bare hands in there once I get warmed up. Now, it's been in the 20s and great groomed conditions out at our local state park. The only other thing I think I've had issue with is just temperature control. Not anything to do with the bike, but I have some shoes that I did a review on. They're a high top biking boot that's not super insulated, and I have been able to use those quite pleasantly by putting the warming packs in my shoe on my toes. So the little, you know, those little warm packs, heat packs, I pop one of those above each toe bed there, and no problem at all. So it's always fun to be out, and as long as you can stay warm, you're set. So anyway, a big thumbs up, and very, very happy that we've had the conditions and we're getting a lot of good grooming going on nearby. So really enjoying it. Thanks for watching.